is the head of B2B solutions architects at Samsung Electronics and is a security platform expert at Samsung's R&D Institute in Poland. Hey guys, do you mind for a second, please? The break is right after this speaker. Can you please shut the door in the back? Thank you. Our next speaker is the head of B2B solutions architects at Samsung Electronics and the security platform expert at Samsung's R&D Institute in Poland. With over 10 years of experience in embedded systems, mobile device security, AR, and robotics, he takes part in many projects for both the government sector and large enterprises, as well as startup initiatives. Passionate about how humans will manage to live in an ever-connected world, how we adapt, manage, and use advanced technology responsibly. Please welcome Jakub Bartoszek, speaking today on hardware security in a connected world. Thank you.
Hello, thank you for the introduction. I hope now everything works fine. So, hello, my name is Jakub. I'm here to talk about security, hardware security in connected world. Part of my job is to support partners and customers of Samsung Electronics across Europe when it comes to explaining them how the things works behind the smartphone screen, or how to integrate the smartphone to other things, other smart things, etc. The huge problem with that is that in most cases we are explaining how the security works, and it's very, very, very tough. Most of the people do not care about security until something happens. That's the moment when they start asking questions. What's the problem? Why did it happen? When you are going to improve, fix, etc. So, talking about connected world, we have to think what connected world actually is. Most of you, after checking the topic of that presentation, will think about Internet of Things. What is Internet of Things? What is Internet of everything? Is it only an infinite network of connected devices exchanging some kind of data, digital facts between each other? Is that correct? How do you think about connected world? That's the question I will try to answer during that presentation. I will also try to explain you how Samsung sees the future of that connected world, of what we will do and we are planning to do in the future. So basically, most of us, when heard about connecting things to each other, thought that that's the future. It was something around 6 years ago. And I remember a funny story from one of the great meetings that we had at that time with top management of our great R&D. The purpose of that meeting was to report the quarterly changes in the projects. So what's the status, etc., etc. During that time, one of our colleagues told that he had something more. We had some time during the project deployment, and we prepared something new we want to show, because that will be the game changer. His idea was that it's a good plan to connect washing machine to TV. Guy from top management listened to that, and after his explanation about the great success that they achieved, he asked, why? What's the purpose of it? Why do you want to display information that your washing machine finished its job on your TV? That was the beginning. So you can imagine his face after hearing that. And basically, this is the thing which pushed us to think a little bit more about that. So as for now, connected world, the IoT, the Internet of Everything, etc., for us in Samsung, means that we have to give something more just than connecting the devices to each other. It's easy. You can do it. What we think about that is that this is some kind of next step in our evolution. This is something that will, in the end, change a lot in our life. If you will connect everything around you. If you will remove the interfaces. Imagine the situation when you can control devices around you without need to push a button or configure something. Just looking, just having the intention to do something. And the algorithm, the devices, etc., will make it happen, will help you without any interaction, without adding additional configuration to it. It will just happen. That's the world that we are seeing in a few years. Unfortunately, every single revolution has to start somewhere. There is a huge need to push devices, new technologies to the market. As we currently see, the first vertical, the first market which will start using, and actually it started using those connected things, is the industry. And the fourth industrial revolution already started. There are plenty of devices inside the factories working for us to improve the quality of the things that we are manufacturing, improve the whole process, lowering the costs, etc. This is why we can use so many devices as for now. Previously, those devices were very expensive. None of standard people could afford for them. Because of making those changes in the industry, we are able to deliver them to the market. Basically, that's the thing that will happen. Most of the devices, because of the fourth revolution, will go to the market. You will start using it. You will start seeing them everywhere. But there is one problem. There is something that will need to help us to go there. As for now, we see that there are three key technologies which should be connected to drive that change, to allow people to use that technologies and to see that digital world around us. So we see that those three technologies are 5G, IoT, and artificial intelligence. Unfortunately, all of those technologies comes with great risks. As every single new technology, there is a risk related to that we have to address. We have to solve it somehow. Sorry for that. It's quite hot here, please trust me. So when we are talking about 5G and why do we see that it will be one of the game changers, is that in new world, in connected world, currently available networks are not enough. When you think about 3 or 4G or even Wi-Fi, there is a limited bandwidth of it. There is a problem with the latency in the networks. There is a problem with pushing the data with 100% confirmation that it will be delivered. We have to solve it somehow. This is what you can achieve with 5G network. And this is something that we started working this year. You can notice that there are some information that there were some tests. It's happening. It will happen in the next years, that's for sure. The risk which comes with it is that we will get, in the end, a lot of connections, a lot of untrusted networks, and etc. Every single problem related to that. How to manage, how to secure it, how to be sure that the network you are connecting to is secure. It's not easy to answer that question. It's not easy to find a solution for that. When we are talking about IoT, I think that most of you have at least one device connected to your smartphone in your home, sending some kind of data, some kind of status, etc. Imagine the situation when you have billions of those devices around you. Every single device in your home is an electronic device and has the possibility to connect to something. Who is manufacturing that device? Who checked the security of that device, of that solution? Who is confirming that everything you are connecting is secure and not passing your data to some bad guys, selling them somewhere in different country? There is no easy answer for that also. there is a huge risk, we should also think about that. If we are connecting something to our networks, we have to be sure that this is secure. The last one is very important when we think about the amount of network data, amount of the devices that we are connecting. Because your perception is limited. You won't be able to process all of the data that you will get from the sensor networks. You won't be able to push every single button around you and control everything. What we will have to get is a data that will be pre-processed by AI algorithm. This is what you heard during the previous sessions. We need to think about secure AI algorithms that will help us to control and to understand that new world which will come. So, basically, summarizing that story, we have to think about securing every single endpoint, every single device. Because the whole system is as secure as the less secure device connected to it, as the less secure module of it. So if something won't be secured, it won't work. A funny story from some time ago, probably 1 year. I suppose that some of you have a cat. So imagine a situation. I'm going back to my home. It was a tough day. I'm hoping that I will enter my home, grab something to eat, and go to bed. That's my plan. It's pretty late. I don't want to mess with anything. I'm opening my home, and I see a total mess. Everything is destroyed. Everything is on the floor. And there is my cat and my vacuum cleaner next to it. So it was more than 1 year ago, and my cat is still trying to convince me that the problem was with the vacuum cleaner. Because it was overtaken by some bad guy. That's a funny story. It might happen. I'm not sure whom should I trust, cat or vacuum cleaner, but still. Imagine a different situation. Most of you have cars. Some time ago, someone made a test. Some of your cars have the possibility to connect something through Bluetooth. Some of you are using Bluetooth-enabled black boxes plugged inside the CAN bus network, inside your cars. The same network which is being used to control all of the things in your car, like brakes, acceleration, steering wheel, etc. So imagine that at some point, insurance agencies started giving you a discount for plugging that device to your car. What will happen if there will be a problem, security problem, with such device plugged into your car? You can control your brakes. You can control acceleration, steering wheel, media devices, air conditioning, everything. Imagine a situation, you are driving on a highway, and some guy driving behind you, 50 meters behind you, can control your car. Simple like that. I won't tell you which car model was tested. You can Google it, you can search it. It was quite funny to see that. As far as I know, currently you are not updating your cars. There is no firmware security updates, etc., that are being released. Expect Tesla. That's one of the solutions for that. But still, most of the cars are not updated. It might happen. The first story with my cat was quite funny. Yeah, it may happen. It will be funny. I will clean up everything. It will be fixed. What about your car? It may kill you. So, yes, having a few years of the experience in securing the mobile system, especially that mobile phone is currently something that allows you to control everything. I'm not sure how it is with you. I'm not using my credit cards any longer. From time to time, I forgot to take my keys. I can do everything with my smartphone. So this is probably the most secure device that I currently have. Based on the experience that we had and the problems that we had during that time, I'm not saying that we are perfect. Nobody is perfect. We are just engineers. We make some issues, some problems, mistakes, etc. We know that we have to improve all the time, but still, based on that, we prepared some kind of guidance, some kind of description of the processes, how to secure those devices, how to make them work in real life. And based on that, we started pushing it to the market. So we see that there are 5 pillars of securing those devices. The first one, the most important one, because this is the base, everything is built on top of that, is securing the hardware. Having the secure design of your hardware. There's another funny story regarding to that. Imagine a company that wants to develop a lamp, standard lamp. You don't want to get every single time from your bed to turn on and off the lamp. You want to have the possibility to do it by your smartphone or by a voice command, etc. That company, which was manufacturing those lamps, didn't want to focus on the communication. That's not the core of their job. So they bought a module, Bluetooth module from the market. Unfortunately, they didn't want to focus on security of connecting that module with their system. So one of the security experts took that lamp, checked what kind of module is there, and checked the manual for that module. And there was a password in it. That's the default password. If you bought our module and want to change something in it, please use that password and change it later. Easy like that. And you can get Wi-Fi password. Just like that, without any additional problems. So, very, very important thing. Think about securing the hardware. The second thing is securing the firmware. So, something that is working on top of that hardware, that is securing the basic features of the device that you are using, that you are creating, developing, etc. Without that, you won't be able to start actually using that device, because it won't be secure. Sorry. The third one is securing the possibility of communicating this device with other devices, sending some kind of data, etc. If you have secured device and have some kind of data on it, you want to still have it secure after it leaves the device. So that's the third one. The fourth one is about giving the possibility to update the device. We are not perfect. Sooner or later, probably sooner, someone will find a problem and security issue in your device. It will happen for sure. There is no possibility to fix everything. And people are smart, trust me. So we need to deliver some kind of tool to manage this device, to update them. The last one is about open standards. How many of you heard about global platform? Not very good. Okay, so basically that's the great organization which is saying how to build secured system, what you have to implement, and how you should do it to make it secure. We, as a Samsung, as a huge organization, do not see any problems with cooperating with them. And as far as I know, all of the others, basically all of the others, huge companies around the world are cooperating with them. developing one standard for securing those devices. Don't be scared of that. Going to real-life example, how we are doing it with a smartphone. So as I said at the very beginning, is the hardware layer. How to secure the hardware layer. If you will go through the chip manual, you will notice that there are some possibilities, like using trust zone. Trust zone is a special part of ARM architecture, which allows you to start a virtual operating system or connect with external security chip. Something that will be built inside your design, inside your hardware, that will secure the most critical features, functions, etc. That will keep the encryption keys stored. With that, there is no possibility to extract them. So yeah, going through that manual, going through that technology, you will be able to secure the data, to provide the basic of the security for your device, for your solution. The second layer is about starting the system. So starting the platform which will run your application, which will allow you to secure everything that you want to be secure on top. Only the last layer, the application layer, is that what the end user will see. Only that, nothing more. Because there is no need for that. The bottom two layers are invisible to the end user and should be like that for whole time. When we go through the manufacturing and using the user scenario, basically, we have to think from the very beginning. How do we manufacture this device? How we implement some of the features? How we deliver the software to the trust zone to make it secure? Based on that, we have to think how to start the system. If someone changed something in our device, we won't notice that. There is no easy way to do so. So the system, the hardware, should verify if the system is still secure or not. And the last thing is during the runtime. If you will start your device, everything will be decrypted. And in the end, if something will happen during the runtime, you won't have any possibility to block that. So yeah, we will lose the control of that device. Another real-life example. How many of you know what's the level of encryption of your devices? Do you think that they are secure? They are encrypted? Who has encrypted data on their smartphone? Yeah, partially is probably the best answer. The problem is that most of the data on your devices is being decrypted after the first time you start your smartphone. You are pushing the power, booting for the first time your device, putting the password there, and everything becomes decrypted. Every single information on your device will be decrypted. Come on, it's not secure. This is why we try to find another way to secure sensitive data. And as far as I know, most of the currently available devices have something like that. The secure vault, secure storage, etc. That's very important to keep in mind that most of the data won't be encrypted. And another very important thing, if you will do everything what you can, if you will think about securing your device on every single step, from hardware through firmware up to application layer, you have to think what else can happen. But you are a developer. You know that hardware. You know that software. That may be a problem. You solve everything you know. You knew. So don't be scared to allow other companies to verify your solution. it won't be a problem. They will take your device and try to break it. And it will happen, trust me. In the end, they will find something. But this is what we need. We need to break this stuff to be able to improve it. I know that most of those certifications are for smartphones. But trust me, you can get common criteria for TV, washing machine, etc. It is possible. We try that. We manage. Okay, so I have to speed up a little bit. So thinking about the connected world, the future of humankind, what we see is that everything will become more connected to each other. We see that a lot of data will be exchanged between those devices. We also see that there will be new generation of AI algorithms which will try to pre-process that data and manage it somehow. We also see that there is a great risk behind that is related to that, and that make something go very wrong. Imagine whole world, whole environment around you connected. If one of those devices will broke, one of those devices will be controlled by a bad guy. They will be able to copy that to other devices, because most of IoT devices are exactly the same around the world. You find a way for one, you have the solution for billions. So we are thinking and we are seeing that there is a huge need to focus on securing the device and possibility of gathering the information from that device, of predicting what we can do when something bad happens and how we should approach that. And we need AI for that. And the last one, we need tools to check where was the problem, what caused that. Having that, we can go through all of those layers. So we can start with securing the device, managing them and controlling them remotely, and adding AI algorithm on top of it to change the world. I hope that it wasn't boring. Thank you for your attention. And that's all for my side. I'm okay.